Chris Broussard joining us live. Brou, I want to go to Denver and Minnesota. It took Jordan a long time. He went to college for a couple years. Then he met the Pistons dynasty and the Celtics dynasty. Then they aged. He got Pippen, and he broke through. So Anthony Edwards doesn't have to win a title this year. But to be the face of the league, you have to have a very unique game, a dynamic game, and you got to win titles. That's why Barkley was great, but never the face of the league. You got to win big. Is Minnesota championship level, or, generally it's steps? But I don't know. I watched him against Denver, and I'm like, well, Ant looked like easily the best player on the floor to me.
Yeah, I do think they're championship level. I actually picked them to win this series against Denver. I picked them in 7. Now I'm thinking they might be able to get rid of them in 6. But they have everything they need, Colin, to win this series. And I'm not completely writing off the Nuggets. I respect Jokic, Murray, Michael Malone, all these guys to really make this thing a fight. But look, they've got the size to make it tough on Jokic and Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, both are 7-footers, then Naz Reid. And I'm telling you, one of the most surprising things to me Saturday night was seeing how hard Jokic had to work.
Yeah.
He played great, 32, 9, and 8. But, man, he had to work hard. The Lakers series, he controlled every minute of the game that he was on the floor. Even when he wasn't scoring, he was controlling it. This game, I didn't feel like he controlled at all. They made it tough on him. So they've got the size. They've got the one superstar in Anthony Edwards that, when all else fails, can take over and seems to rise to the occasion. And he's a team guy.
Yeah.
They got experience in Gobert and Mike Conley. They got 2 coaches, Chris Finch and Mike Nori, who were on the Nuggets staff with Jokic, and so they know his game.
Yeah.
And they play the best defense in the league. So I actually do think they can win not only this series, but look, usually we would say a team this young can't win it, but look at everybody else.
Yeah.
Dallas is fairly young because of Luka. OKC obviously is young. Boston is experienced but young.
Yeah.
Like they got a shot.
Yeah. You have a good feel of the heartbeat of the Knicks. I thought Philadelphia would win the series, but I did think it was one of those series, maybe like Denver, Minnesota, where you watch a couple of games and you're like, oh, no, New York's going to win this series. It's an effort series. It's a hustle series. They're better late. What do you make against them? You can make the argument that they spent a lot of energy, emotional, physical, against Sixers, and they could come in flat early in the series against Indiana. What's your guess here?
No, I like the Knicks to win this one. I picked them against Philly in 7. I got them in 6 against Indiana. I think they're the better team. I think Philly healthy was the better team than the Knicks. But like you said, the Knicks did have advantages in heart. I think both are good coaches, Thibodeau and Nick Nurse. But they obviously a well-coached team. And their hustle and heart, I think, was an advantage for the Knicks. In this one, it's going to be a test of wills. The Knicks want to play a little slower, right? Half court and let Brunson do his thing. And the Pacers want to run. So the question is, can the Pacers rebound with the Knicks and get the ball out and make the tempo fast? Whoever controls the tempo in this series is going to win it. Second thing, quickly, Colin, Tyrese Halliburton, look, he hasn't been the same. He came back early from injury, I guess to his credit, but hasn't been the same player since. Can he find a way to play as well as he was early in the season when the Pacers were rolling and he was looking like a superstar? If he can do that, they got a shot, but I'm betting he won't in this series, and I think the Knicks will prevail.
So the Lakers will be looking for their 8th coach in 14 years. If it was an NFL franchise, we would think it was Carolina, just a complete circus, but the Lakers have a big brand. I think my feeling is LeBron is mostly – he's good at crafting his image, and he's mostly been like, hey, I don't make the decisions around here. It's somebody else. But this time he's getting huge pushback that the Lakers announced we want Darvin. A week later he's out. And the feeling is LeBron said, I'm not coming back for this. Does it ding LeBron? I mean, how good of a coach do you think they can get? Who wants this job?
Well, that's the look. Did LeBron order the hit, so to speak?
Yeah.
I doubt it. but he certainly didn't defend Darvin Ham. We saw his public comments. And if LeBron says publicly or privately, keep Darvin, we'll be fine, then he's there. It's as simple as that. So however much blame you want to put on him, you can definitely say he didn't give him a lifeline by any stretch, and the cryptic things that LeBron tends to do certainly hurt him. It was a huge mistake. And again, I'm not saying Darvin Ham is Phil Jackson, but look at the landscape, Colin. Who's out there? They want Ty Lue. Good luck. I mean, the Clippers are trying to sign. He's already got a year left. The Clippers are trying to give him an extension. Ballmer, we know, will pay whatever amount it takes. And even if Ty Lue doesn't want the extension, if for some odd reason he wasn't coaching the Lakers this year or the Clippers this year, there's no way Ballmer's allowing him to go to the Lakers for next season. That's out of the question. There were reports they wanted Jason Kidd. Obviously, he just got the contract extension with Dallas. Kenny Atkinson, LeBron looked funny at Eric Spoelstra and David Blatt because it was like they got a swag. They carry themselves with a swagger they haven't really earned yet. What have they done? What's he going to think about Kenny Atkinson? All right, who Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving ran out of Brooklyn. All right, Mike Budenholzer, okay, he's probably about the best out there. I would look at Mark Jackson. We know his name has been mud for some reason in NBA coaching circles or front office circles, at least in terms of hiring. He would be, I think, a good hire. But if they don't go there, probably Budenholzer's the best out there. But Darvin Ham learned under Budenholzer. Darvin Ham, a lot of the same criticisms of Ham were criticisms of Budenholzer. He doesn't adjust in the playoffs, right? He lost in the first round with a more talented team in Milwaukee a few times. So it's just, there's no one out there. Had they thought this out, you keep Darvin Ham and next year, and then if it doesn't go well, maybe Ty Lue's available. You get word to Ty Lue, hey, this doesn't go well. You know what I mean? So it just was a mistake because there's no Phil Jackson out there that you're going to go get. J.J. Redick has no experience whatsoever. And it's a tough job too, Colin. Who wants it? Who really is dying to coach it? Because you know if you lose, you're going to get criticized. If you win, you might not get much credit, a la Frank Vogel, and they're going to lose. As great, and you know how great I think LeBron is. We all know how great he is. He's done winning championships. Yeah. The only chance I would give them of winning the championship next year, whoever the coach is if they somehow got Kyrie Irving from Dallas. That's not happening. They're going to be good, but they're not going to win a championship. Minnesota, Dallas, OKC, they're not going anywhere. And here's going to come Memphis once they get John Morant back. So, no, they're not going to win. So it's going to be a tough job because you're going to get a lot of criticism.
Yeah, it's if I asked you, there's going to be one huge NBA trade in the offseason when the season ends. There's going to be one. Phoenix says they're going to bring it back. Orlando is going to go big game hunting. A bunch of young kids, They want a guy. So keep your eye on Orlando. We know the Knicks are interested. Paul George could leave. One big trade. What is your guess, your hunch?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think, what I would like to see, and if I were running one of these teams, what I would do. If I'm New York, if I'm Philadelphia, sure, I got some interest in Paul George without question. But my first option, I'm trying to trade for Kevin Durant. Now, maybe Phoenix doesn't want to do it, but they're not going to win a championship either as currently constructed. And so it might behoove them to try to start going younger, get some assets, and say, Devin Booker's still young enough. He's got a second act for sure. So you could build around Devin Booker. You can't trade Bradley Beal, I don't think, with that contract. So see what you can get for Kevin Durant. New York's got some nice players, nice role-type players, right? They got draft picks. So Philadelphia's got the space to absorb Kevin Durant to their contract. They got some draft picks. So those two teams, I would look at Kevin Durant. That's what I would do.
Brou, as always, great seeing you, buddy.
All right, Colin. Thanks.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.